We're going to derive a hillshade surface, so we're going to go over some of the keywords real quick. The first one is hillshade. That a hillshade is a surface layer that depicts shadows to model the effects of an illumination source, usually the sun, over the terrain of the land. To create a hillshade, we must enter an azimuth and altitude value. Azimuth is the direction of the sun expressed in positive degrees from 0 to 360, measured clockwise from north. The default azimuth is 315 degrees. Altitude from 0 to 360 degrees, measured clockwise from north. The default azimuth is 315 degrees. Altitude from is the angle of the sun above the horizon. Altitude is the angle of the sun above the horizon. The altitude is expressed in positive degrees, with 0 degrees at the horizontal and 90 degrees directly overhead. So in other words, relatively to any given surface, azimuth tells you where in the sky the sun is. Tells you where in the sky the sun is, and altitude tells you how high. These values changes depending on the time of the day and time of year. So the criteria tells you that you want lots of sun, especially during the critical fruit ripening stage just before harvest. Harvest is usually sometime in October, depending on various factors. To be precise, we're going to look up almanac values for this area on September 15th at 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 4 p.m. to show which area have the longest sun exposure at this time. We're going to find and open the hillshade tool from the spatial analysis toolbox. So we're going to go back here. Type hillshade, and of course spatial analysis. So the input raster we're going to do is input raster, click net project, and output raster we just do hillshade net 1. That's fine. Maintain for output, maintain the default location, but we're going to do the name we will obtain the azimuth and latitude and altitude value from the U.S. Naval Observation Astronomical Application Department. We're going to search for values for King City, California, the nearest major town. So we're going to we have the web browser here. So the web browser, and we already here, and we search for U.S. and azimuth table. So for form A, U.S. cities or towns, that we will do is object is sun, year. We will do 2015. And month, it will be September. Day will be 15. Tabular interval is 10 minutes. Territory will be California. And city name is King City. And now this is our table, and we're going to click the Compute Table button and look at the table. Notice that the hours are listed in military time from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the second column shows altitude, and the third shows azimuth. So altitude, azimuth, and we're going to look for right here 53.9 and 206.2. That's what we want, and we may want to write down the value on a piece of paper to ensure accuracy. So then we will back in here and azimuth. That we're going to type 206.2, 206.2, and for altitude it will be 53.9. Once we have everything, we enter these values in the hill shade tool, and that the table lists altitude first, which is the second value in the tool, maintain the remaining default, and settings, and we're going to run the tool. And the output is right now we got it, hill shade, perfect. Going to close it out. It's looks really nice. The output is a shaded relief layer that shows which areas are illuminated and which are in shadow at 2 p.m. in mid-September. A raster cell value of 0 represents complete shadow with no illumination from the sun. So a raster cell value of 2 to 5 represents full illumination. And then, is any part of the property in complete shadow at this time? No, so you can tell because the lowest value is 22. 0 represent is complete shadow. We do not have a complete shadow. So because a raster cell value is complete shadow is 0, so we have 22, which means they are not completely and we're going to repeat the hill shade process 2 additional times using the almanac values for 3 p.m. and then 4 p.m. We have to look for the value. So let's go back here. So for 3 p.m. we have 46.6226.8, and then for 4 p.m. and we have 242. 430. 430. It will be 248.1 and 31.3. So now we're going to do is back in here, and we're going to repeat the hill shade process 2 additional times using the almanac values for so the first time we will do the 3 o'clock hill shade. Click OK. Enter in spatial analysis tool. Input feature will be net project, and then oh, I didn't do that, but this is 2, that's fine. We will do 226.8, and altitude was 46.6, and everything leaves the same and going to run. And we have to run it again. Alright, perfect, and that's 2. Oh, this one we will have a completely shade, and this is 0. And we will do again hill shade, and we will continue because net project, and this is 3, and azimuth we have is 248.1 and 31.3. So I bet this one has 0 as well. Wow. And you can see it's getting darker because 4:30 you do not expect a lot of sun. So the illuminated areas decrease as the sun descends in the sky. Hill shade rasters are natural candidates for 3D display. On the View tab, we're going to Convert button and Map and Convert. Where is our Convert? View tab. Okay, View tab. We're going to Convert. Okay, now, so it's rendering. And when the suitability 3D map is created, we're going to use Explore 2 to rotate and tilt the map so we can see the relief. And so, okay. Go back to Map, Explore. Okay, for 3D, let's go back a little bit. I remember for 3D, let's go back. I think we have to tilt it a little bit for the 3D. The 3D, there was a button last time, I forgot about it. We have to go back for our 3D. Page 69. For 3D, it's difficult. It's just difficult to remember all the tool that if we want to navigate. There is a thing that we could tilt it. Oh, rotate. It's V. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's V there. So we can tilt it a little bit. Alright, and zoom in. Alright. Okay, now it's a lot better. It's V. So page 69. Let's see. We will have to highlight it and go over those tools again. So that hover on top of here. So shortcut. It's hard to do rotate. Zoom, rotate, 3D. Better you just use those shortcut. If you want to go to north, point north, and then look around and explore when using another tool, and that's rotate and tilt. So let's see, zooming, and I want to north. Let's go back to north. I don't want to click anything north. It's all right. V. Oopsie, it's too much. Zoom out a little bit and zooming a little bit. Tilt it. You have to do a little gently. If not, that's a lot. Oh, cool. All right. And then press V. So we complete the chapter in 2D, but we feel free to examine the 3D map. But visually compare analysis outputs. So we're going to compare them and put our vineyard to do the precision agriculture. So we're going to do is compare analysis output in the suitability map. The 2D map, we're going to go back here and we're going to add vineyard geodatabase. We're going to put the blocks, vineyard blocks right here, and we're going to put here. So it's in the geodatabase. This layer represents already planted vineyard blocks. So next we would typically digitize a layer of potential planting sites using ArcGIS Pro editing tools and the knowledge of property. But to save time, we're going to provide the layer for you. This is the hands-up digitized. So they do everything by hand, but we got already planted for us. And add planting sites. So planting sites, we're going to drag it and put it here. So those are the planting sites from vineyard geodatabase, and symbolized using a black 1 point outline and hollow for easy visibility. So I'm going to go back to symbology, and it says go to the symbol, and then I'm going to change. It's in property, and we're going to use outline as black, and width, it will be 1 pixel, 1 point, and this will be no color. Click apply. So I think I'm gonna use red instead. I'm not. It's just difficult to see. I think red will be highlighted, but I do want to use 1. Go back and back to symbology, display filter, the symbol, and yeah, it is 1. Okay, outline width. Click cancel. I don't want to do anything here. I was just double checking. Indicated with red arrows in here